Hello Blue Jays, and welcome back to another video on preparing for our virtual career fair. My name is Caitlin Feldman and I am a career advisor in the John P. Fahey Career Center here at Creighton University. So at this point, hopefully you have logged into Handshake and you've gotten your profile set up and ready to go. In this video, we'll talk through how to register for our first ever virtual career fair, how to get signed up for both group sessions and one-on-one sessions for the career fair, and some other resources and available tips and tricks for you as you get ready for this first ever virtual experience that we're going to have. Now, hopefully, if you're having trouble or you've hit this point and you don't know how to get into your Handshake profile or you've never used that before, make sure to check out our previous video that talks about how to get into your Handshake profile and get set up and ready to register for the career fair. So before we jump into some information about what this virtual career fair will really look like, let's take a moment to double check that your profile on Handshake is looking great and ready to go as you register for different sessions for this virtual fair. So as you log into Handshake, usually if you've already set up your profile, you will see this great screen. Again, check out our previous video if you've logged in for the first time and you need some help setting up your profile for the first time. Up underneath your profile section, make sure to click over here and let's make sure that we've got a couple of things locked down and ready to go. So as you click into your profile, make sure that you're seeing the information that you've saved here before. Always make sure that this information is up to date, especially your year in school, your GPA, your education, which would usually include your majors. You can see here I don't have a major listed, but make sure that you do. And your email address is correct, which should be your name alias of your Creighton address. You can also include different experiences that you've had. Many of these come directly from your resume document. Most students have their experience section filled out here, even if it's a direct copy from what is on their resume. There's also an opportunity for you to upload your resume document to the site. You can also decide whether or not those documents are visible to the public or not. I would encourage you to make one of these public, and that'll be very easy for an employer to look at during our virtual fair coming up in a few weeks. So making sure that this profile is filled out to the best of your ability. It doesn't have to be super robust at this point, but making sure that you have some information that is in here to showcase an employer that you're active in Handshake, that you're looking for opportunities, and that you do have some experiences to share with them. So once you feel like you have a good handle on what information is listed here in your profile, one other section that you'll want to check into is your settings and privacy. So based on some of the events that the employers will be holding, we need to make sure that your community privacy settings are set to this community standard. Now, this might not be a setting that you want to have on all the time. If you'd like to be more private with your information, that's totally fine. But for the career fair, we would encourage you to switch it to this community privacy setting. This will ensure that all employers are able to see your information and that you are able to sign up for as many different sessions as you'd like to. Some of the one-on-one sessions that we'll talk about in just a moment are limited by what your visibility is in Handshake. So do make sure to update this here. You can also update your work authorization if you haven't done that before. You can also prefer not to answer those questions, and that will not limit your ability to access these different sites and different opportunities here. So now that our profile and privacy settings are looking great, let's look into how we actually are registered for the career fair. So as you tab into the events here, you can go down to the career fair filter just to find it really easily. And you'll see the first thing listed is our Creighton University Liberal Arts, Science, and Business Fall Career Fair. So get tabbed into that, you can see some more information about what that fair is going to look like. Now for a second, let's talk about what this fair might actually look like, especially in comparison to what a normal non-pandemic in-person career fair might look like. So in person, most often the career fair is in the Harper Center ballroom. We invite many different employers, volunteer organizations, nonprofit groups to come in and provide information to students on their different opportunities and what their organizations do. We have students from all different grade levels, all different majors, different colleges, seeking different opportunities, all come and attend this career fair because there are so many different things that are offered by lots of different organizations. And it's a great opportunity for students to not only come and learn about those opportunities, but also practice their professionalism skills, practice talking to a recruiter, giving their elevator pitch, wearing their professional dress and being in that professional environment. So it's a great event to attend all around. What's fun about it, especially in person, is that you can often just show up, you can walk around the career fair, you can not necessarily know what you're looking for when you first get there. And with the virtual fair, it's going to be just a little bit different as everything will be obviously online in a virtual setting. So at the virtual fair, it takes a little bit more intentional planning from the beginning part, but there are some really cool opportunities and lots of great benefits to this virtual platform that we'll talk about on this video and in another later video as well. So the virtual career fair is made up of two different types of sessions that students can sign up for. students can sign up for 30-minute time slots with employers, which we call group sessions. In these sessions, many students can attend at one point in time. We still encourage students to have their cameras visible, but employers are then giving more of a presentation about their organization, about the different opportunities that they might have available, what type of work their organization does, and a little bit more about what you can expect as you talk with them later throughout the day. These sessions, again, are about 30 minutes long, and many students will attend them at one time. Based on different employer availability, they may be held throughout the day. There may be certain times that just those sessions are held, but those are more open sessions and definitely great opportunities maybe for some of our underclassmen students who are just looking to learn a little bit more about different organizations. The second type of session that is held at this virtual career fair are one-on-one sessions. So one-on-one sessions are 10 minutes long. You can sign up with different employers for those 10-minute sessions. And we are really encouraging students to think of these one-on-ones as mini interviews. They really are just tiny little interviews that students can have with employers. This 10 minutes is a one-on-one dedicated time just between you and the employer, where you can talk a little bit more about your specific interests, your skills, the experiences that you've had, and ask more intentional questions about different opportunities that they might be hosting in the future, or maybe your intentions or previous applications to their organization. These are great, again, mini interview sessions. They're, again, a little bit more intentional. It's not as easy to just wait in a line behind somebody at a career fair table. You do have to be a little bit more prepared as you come into those one-on-one sessions, having your questions ready, knowing what you're wanting to talk about, having done some research ahead of time. But both of these options are great for students to engage in. The one-on-ones are especially great for sophomores, juniors, and seniors who are looking to apply for maybe internships or full-time opportunities. We want to make sure that you get some great face time with these recruiters during those sessions. Okay, so welcome Kalia. She's one of our peer advisors in the Career Center, and she's going to be our example student and walk us through how to get registered for the Career Fair and sign up for group and one-on-one sessions. So Kalia is right here is on our events tab. She's got this filtered to everything, so she's going to go ahead and filter to Career Fair because that's the easiest way to get to our Career Fair. She'll tab into that first one there, Creighton University Liberal Arts Science and Business Fall Career Fair. And on this first page, you're able to see a lot of quick information about the career fair, the time that it's held. Just like the in-person career fair, we're going to hold it from 11 to 3. You can see some quick information about the types of opportunities that will be available. If you have any questions, you can always contact Delynn Buck. She's the assistant director in the Career Center and helps to run this event. And as you can see here for the registration, you can actually register all the way up till the end of the career fair. We don't encourage that you do that. We appreciate you registering ahead of time and making sure that you can get into the sessions that you want to. But maybe the day comes, you forgot to register or something came up, you weren't able to before, you can always still come the day of. That's still totally fine. And then you can see a little quick snippet of some employers that are attending, some quick descriptions of those, and then a link to see all of our employers. We'll take a look at that in just another moment, but I'm going to have Kalia scroll back up and we're actually going to get you registered for the career fair. So again, if you've already filled out your profile, if you've gotten all of that stuff done already, literally registering takes one click, just like Kalia just did. She clicks that button and she is registered. That's all it takes. You're already registered. It's already in your calendar. This is great to go. As you'll see here, it prompts you to sign up for some sessions. So as I mentioned before, there are different types of sessions available at the career fair. We have one-on-one sessions, which again are those 10-minute sessions with employers, kind of like mini interviews, and then also some group sessions with employers as well. So Kalia is going to click that View Employer Sessions button there. And it's going to take her into some different types of sessions. Now, before we get into anything to click in too far, I want to point out a couple of features here. We'll see at the top here, there are some different tabs: available sessions, your sessions, and career fair details. So always know as you're working through these different sessions, you can always come back and see what you've registered for there and some different available sessions. And as you can see below that, you can filter by location, which should all be the virtual career fair, but location could be also by city, full-time, part-time internship. So if you know that you're searching specifically for a full-time role versus a part-time or internship role, you can filter that way and it actually will show you which employers are looking there. The other great part about this setup here is that you'll see on the right-hand side of the screen, it says your session details. So you'll actually be able to see here as you go through which sessions you'll sign up for. This is great, a great like quick glance, and you'll see this as we keep adding some sessions for Kalia, that you can actually see what employers have available and what you've already signed up for. So if you need to shift some things around, the system doesn't actually let you override or double book yourself. It keeps track of what you've signed up for. Kalia is learning all of this for the first time as we go through. She's also a student learning how to do this. So you'll see that you can actually make sure that you're keeping your schedule nice and blocked. And that's also important if you do happen to have a class that day or you're in an internship, make sure that you're keeping to your schedule, that you know what you're available to do today. Okay, so as we scroll down, we're going to see lots of different employers here, lots of different things. So Kalia, pick one that you'd like to sign up for. Let's try maybe a group session first.
Okay. Ooh, let's do this one.
Okay, so it looks like Carson's got a couple group sessions that are listed here. And as I mentioned before, some employers will have multiple group sessions throughout the day. Others might just have one or two that they're listing. So as you're looking at these different employers, we'll talk about in another video how to do some research on these employers. But this is where you want to make sure that you're looking at what opportunities are available and when. And remember, getting signed up for those group sessions, there's a very large capacity here, so pretty easy to get signed up for these sessions. So it looks like Kalia wants to get signed up for this 1:30 to 2 o'clock half-hour session with Carson Group. So she's going to hit confirm. We're going to get a little check mark that says she's registered. And if she scrolls back up now to the top of her sessions, we're going to see that popped up already. Awesome. Kalia's got set up with Carson Group there. All right, so let's keep scrolling, and maybe we want to get signed up for a one-on-one session with someone. Perfect. So Mutual of Omaha is going to hold some one-on-one sessions. What we can see here as we click into the one-on-one sessions is there are many different times available for different types of recruiters. So many of the organizations coming might be recruiting for multiple types of roles. And so if you're looking at something specifically for sales versus finance and accounting, you might be signed up with a different type of recruiter for these different times. You'll notice there are lots of different slots available for Mutual of Omaha. Other employers might just have one representative available that day. They might have different times there. So you can see here, Kalia has her definite choice of a lot of things that she can pick. So Kalia, why don't you actually try to click one that is that same 1:30 to 2 o'clock time frame, if we can find one in there. Okay. I want to show you all how it's going to block you from being able to do that. Perfect. There's one for, yep, any of those are great. Hooray, you can't actually click that. And it's even showing you a red button up here at the top saying, nope, you can't sign up for that. You're already in a session. It also is telling you you could cancel that session with Carson if this is the only time that you can actually meet with the one-on-one. So as you build your schedule, it might take a little bit of arranging here and there. You might have to be looking at group sessions versus one-on-one times, making sure that you can get everything in that you want to during that day. Okay, so go ahead and pick a different time, Kalia, that you want to be available for. Perfect. So she clicks o'clock, 2 o'clock time. She's available to click in there, nice and easy. So lots of great opportunities that are available here. Again, you can just keep scrolling through the employers to look at each one as you go. From the main part of the career fair landing page, you can also look through those employers. And again, you can also search here at the top by location, by full-time, part-time, any of those different types of filters. Actually, click into that all filters section. Let's see what some other of our filters are that are here. Great, so we've got some different things by industry. So maybe you're looking for things within business, maybe within the arts and sciences fields, maybe you're into more of the healthcare field, maybe you're looking for some nonprofit or some volunteering work after graduation. That's great too. All these great things are here and available for you to search by. So that's another great way to tab into those. All students will also be receiving an email the weeks before the career fair based on their major and also on their year to give you some information about some employers of interest for you. We're trying to help you out as you get into this virtual career fair mindset. Like we've said a couple of times, it does take a little bit more intentionality this year. You can't just walk around the career fair and pick some things here and there. Like I mentioned before, you could register the day of. There might still be some sessions available, but you'll have a lot more likelihood of getting to talk to the folks that you want to or learn about the people that you want to if you're able to sign up ahead of time. So lots of different ways for you to tab through here. We can go ahead and X out of that filter category. And Kalia, I'm wondering if you can click into your session that you already have clicked here for Carson Group. Mm-hmm. Information session there. Okay, so as you see, as she clicks into the information here, we're too far out from the Career Center right now to see this button, but eventually in this group session information, there will be a large purple button at the top where it says registered. That's where we'll be able to see a join session button. The join session button for both group sessions and individual sessions will pop up 5 minutes before the intended start time. So for Kalia on October 2nd, she'll be able to click into this info session at 1:25, about 5 minutes early before the start time. The great part about these video sessions is that it's all through Handshake, so you don't have to pop into Zoom or go anywhere else. It's all integrated into this one system that you're already getting used to, and you'll be able to pop in 5 minutes early. You can also pop in at the exact start time. You can pop in at any point during that session. Now, please, for everything that is good, do not pop into an employer session at the last 2 minutes that it's going on. That's not a good representation of you or the Career Center or Creighton or anybody. Make sure, and we'll talk about this a lot, make sure that you show up and that you're on time for these sessions. We want to make sure that you're punctual on this day. But if for some reason your internet has a lag, or maybe your handshake quits or it logs you out or something like that happens, you are not kicked out of the session if you're not there 5 minutes beforehand or right on time. So rest assured, you'll be able to make it into your sessions just fine. But again, you'll be able to see that login, join video button on this page once you get going. Make sure that you keep checking back on this. Like I mentioned before, we're seeing more and more recruiters and more employers register with every day as we get closer to the career fair. So as you are, registering for sessions, you're checking back, doing your research on the employers that are here. Make sure you keep checking back into these sessions, especially some of our employers that are filling up pretty quickly. We're encouraging them to add more one-on-one sessions or more group sessions. So if you feel like you're missing out on someone, feel free to let us know in the Career Center. We can always reach out and let them know. But that's also something that you can be checking back on to make sure that you're able to get into some of these great sessions. A big part of getting ready for the career fair, both pre-registration and post-registration and sign up for these sessions, really is doing some education for yourself on each of these employers. We want to make sure that as you head into these sessions, it's not as easy for you to stand 2 to 3 people back in line and hear the questions that other folks are asking, or spend that time looking at the employer's booth to get some good information or some good questions. You have to come a little bit more prepared than you have in the past. So using Handshake is a great tool. LinkedIn is also a great place to find more employer information. And of course, the company's individual website or social media pages are also great places to learn about these employers. That'll be a very, very important part of this preparation. One other way that you can do some research on these employers directly from Handshake is actually clicking into the Career Fair Details tab just here on this page. And so as Kalia clicks in here, you can see again those base details that we saw on that basic landing page. But if Kalia clicks here into show all 66 employers, it's going to take you to another section that's going to list all of these great employers out. Again, you can filter these, you can search in different ways. In the quick snippets here, what's great here is that it's going to show you work authorization, different job titles they're recruiting for, and even some school years that they're interested in talking about. So you're getting a little bit deeper dive into some details than maybe just on that registration page. You can actually log in and see the whole employer page by clicking on the icon next to every one of these. It's kind of confusing. You can't quite click on the text, but if you click on their logo or their icon, it'll take you, just like you're seeing on Kalia's page here, to their actual information page where you can see a little bit more information about that organization. So thank you, Kalia, for helping us model what a student registration looks like, and hopefully that's a helpful guide to get you registered for our upcoming virtual career fair. So now that you're registered, now that you're signed up for some group sessions and some one-on-one sessions, what happens next? What should you be doing between now and the career fair? A couple great things are important. Just like we ended with on the tutorial, make sure that you're doing some research on the employers that you're going to be attending sessions with and others that you might be interested in attending with if your schedule allows for some extra time. That's a great way to understand the employers that you're going to be talking to, but also to form some really great questions, some intentional questions to ask them to help you stand out from the crowd. And other things that you can do is start to plan out a place that you'll actually be attending the virtual career fair. We want to make sure that you have a really nice plain virtual background, something that's professional, that's not too distracting, that you're in a quiet or mostly quiet place so that you can actually concentrate, and that your speakers, your volume, your microphone, your camera, all of those things are working effectively. You will want to have your camera on for the most part of this event. You will want to be having your camera on for the group sessions and the individual sessions. Remember, this is not like a class. This is you are live in person with a recruiter, and they want to see your faces there too. And the third thing you can do is practice your elevator pitch. Make sure you know what you're going to say to your employers. It doesn't have to be totally scripted, but make sure you have a little bit of an idea of that 30-second to a minute-and-a-half little pitch that you might give to somebody, similar to the length of an elevator ride, to tell them about who you are, what you're interested in, and what you would like to be doing for their organization. The most important thing out of all of these pieces, though, is to show up. If you have registered for the career fair, if you have signed up for group sessions and one-on-one opportunities, please make sure to be there. This is not like a normal career fair where it's come one, come all. Who knows who might actually show up at this booth? In this scenario, employers have your name. They have your information. They know who you are. It's not a great way to start out your relationship with an organization to not show up to your one-on-one or your group session. So please make sure that if you're looking at this calendar that you're getting things set up in the time that you have available and making sure that you are ready to go and professional in those moments. Like I mentioned before, if you are running late or you run into some technical difficulties, it happens to all of us. We know that's kind of the nature of the Zoom world we're in right now. Please make sure though to hop into those sessions as soon as possible. And if you're having issues, please reach out to Handshake's support system or pop into the Career Center booth. We will also have a virtual room available for you all to pop in and ask questions or to ask for support at that time as well. So we'd love to help you with there. But super, super important to show up and be present for these opportunities. We want to make sure that you're there. And also think about this. If you do not show up for a session that you've signed up for, you've taken that opportunity away from one of your fellow students. So please make sure to provide all the opportunities to all of you that we know that you deserve. We want to make sure you have the best experience here at the Career Fair. So one final note for you all would just be that if you are having trouble or you are concerned or you'd like some assistance getting ready for the virtual career fair, please don't hesitate to reach out to our office. You have so many career advisors at your disposal, and we would love to help you either in a scheduled or a drop-in appointment. You can make appointments with us in the Career Center on Handshake under that Career Center tab. Go down into appointments and you can schedule an appointment with us there. Note that most of our appointments now are still virtual in the Career Center. We're not having students come in person, but you can schedule a virtual meeting with us over the phone or on Zoom. We also offer drop-in appointments every day from 2 to 4:30, so you can meet with a career advisor then. Those are typically more like 10 to 15-minute sessions, but they're perfect for helping make a game plan for the career fair, looking at getting yourself registered, signing up for different group sessions. Those are great ways to use the drop-ins. Drop-ins are also virtual at this time, so you can call the front desk or stop into the Career Center front office. You can get yourself signed up into the waiting room and then find a quiet spot around campus or in the Career Center to do some of those virtual advising appointments. And we're here to help you along every step of the way. Make sure to check out the other videos for prepping for the virtual career fair on getting yourself into Handshake, and especially the next video on how to prep and make yourself the best you can be heading into this virtual career fair. Thanks, Blue Jays, and we hope to see you at the virtual career fair.